All right, welcome to Jarrel Pays Attention. Today we're just gonna have a little garage talk. This is me and Nikki hanging out in the garage. We're just gonna talk about some stuff. We were just having a discussion, like a personal discussion, about the word respect and how we kind of misuse it. And so first we're just gonna go over the definition. So as a noun, respect is a feeling of deep admiration for someone or a feeling, what is that? Elicited, yeah, by their abilities, qualities, and achievements. For example, it's like the director had a lot of respect for Douglas as an actor. There's a state of being. It's a state of being admired or respected.
Admired.
A person.
Polite greetings.
Yep. Due to their feelings, wishes, rights, and traditions of others, a particular aspect or point of detail.
Or it's a verb.
Or you can do it as a verb.
Admire.
Admire deeply as a result of their abilities, qualities, or achievements, due to regard, feeling, wishes, traditions. All right, so yeah, so avoid harming or interfering with is to respect, or to agree, to recognize, and abide by. So, in regards to like now they have to follow your laws. I think this word is caca boo boo garbage.
Yeah, right?
I'm going to tell you guys why. So, there is no such thing to me as respect. There is no thing that someone can do to make them raised above another person. If you need to do something in order to be admired, then you're not respecting your soul. You're respecting your ego. And when you inflate your ego with respect and you have people, you're like, I demand respect, or I want respect, or I'm doing these things for respect. That's you.
For ego.
That's you bringing up your own ego. Now, if you do something and you are respected for it, you didn't ask for it, it just happens to be that way, that's fine. That's up to that person to choose how they'd like to interact with you or even say those things, which is, it's completely up to them. But I really feel like we use it wrong. I feel like by holding somebody on a pedestal, when you respect someone, you're like, okay, well, I respect you, so that means you're not going to do anything wrong or anything that would go against the respect that I'm giving you. And then it's almost like you're giving them some type of currency. Because like when you're like, okay, I respect you, but if you do something that goes against the reason why I respect you, I no longer respect you. So it's like I gave you something, I gave you a power, I gave you a title. And when you don't follow that title, I'm taking it back. So now I don't respect you. And that means that in someone's mind, that you're less than what you used to be because you've done something. And I think that that's inherently wrong. I believe that, we were all born perfect. And I believe that we're all in the process of learning how to be that perfect self. And I believe that that's what the whole human experience is about. And when people when they're all bound up by these words like respect and honor, and well, let's stick with respect. I think respect is the first. This is the biggest one. I feel like it really I really feel like it puts you in a box. It limits your abilities because the thing is, you are not just the respectful thing that someone says you are. We have so many different facets and sides to ourselves that like we can't possibly be only that respected figure. And I believe that contributes a lot to the duality of the confusion of duality in this world. Is that like not everybody's perfect? No one's perfect. Zero people are perfect. In respect to how you think perfect is. But the thing is, like the way I see it is like when we were born, God was like, yo, you're a work of art, and you're gonna go out and you're gonna do a bunch of stuff, and then when you die, you're gonna be even more of a work of art. Period. Like there's nothing you can do. You're just out there doing something amazing or not. And that's fine. Like you don't have to work to get respect. You should be respected. Like as a person, you should just like as you are. And it's not that I feel like at that point you would change the word. You wouldn't use respect. You would use you treat somebody with kindness.
Yeah.
You would treat somebody with dignity. You would treat somebody as if they were a part of you, an extension of yourself. And at that point, Now you're no longer putting people on a pedestal. You're no longer chaining people to their actions and their deeds and their abilities and achievements in order to be somebody in the world, in order to be respected. That should be something that we give each other, and that's called kindness. That's what I think. What do you think, babe? What do you think about the word respect and how we use it?
I think it's used all wrong because people have been talking about like how they should feel respected or they don't respect someone because they did a certain action or a thing. It's all just kind of backwards to me. Like I feel like respect is just a made up construct just to keep us in like this mindset of that we owe someone.
Mm. Yeah, that owing, that almost like I gave you respect, so now you owe me to do the thing that you've been doing this whole time.
Yeah.
That makes me feel like I respect you. Like you're like the respected people are almost enslaved to the people who who respect them. If that's it, they care. That's the thing. Like if you have these feelings and you're like, yo, I respect a bunch of people for their abilities and their whatever they did. Like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having admiration for someone and having heroes and looking up to them. But you also have to understand that like respect is not something you can retract. Like it's like you have to like if you got to respect something, you got to respect all of it, not just one facet of that person. And that's why I say that we kind of think about it in a very linear kind of like short-sighted kind of way. To have deep feelings of admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities. Like I said, that's a function. Like you have to earn that, and I think that there's nothing wrong with having achievements and doing important things, and being someone to look up to. Sure, but I think that respect is something that should be inherent to everyone. And I believe that everyone should be respected. I think that everyone, if anything, respect should be only turned towards yourself. Self-respect is probably the most the most accurate version that you can use that word.
Yeah, because like what happens? Sorry to interrupt.
No,
you.
go ahead.
Like,
yeah.
Like what happens when you disrespect someone? Does that give you the ability to treat them less? Like when I was disrespected by my family members, like they call me horrible names. Bitch, brat. Oh, you're lucky I'm so nice to you. Like all these like things that they owed me, and it's not right. That you can like once you disrespect someone, that means you can treat them less than. Like I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me.
And I don't think it gives anybody permission to treat anybody unfairly, whether you respect them or not. Like that's the thing. Like I really think that there's like an inherent kindness that should be like given to all people. And like I say, I think you can look up to certain qualities of someone, but I don't think that you should look down on anyone. Like I think it should be a one-way street. And that's why I think self-respect is the only type of respect. Because if you see everybody as an extension of yourself, and when you see qualities in another person that you wish to instill upon yourself, then you can respect those qualities in them and want to see them in yourself. And because of that mindset, that is self-respect. Like you are seeing something that you want to inherit, and you strive for that because it's a moment of self-improvement. That's self-respect. Like you're respecting yourself so that you can be better. But I don't think that it goes backwards. Like I don't think that disrespectful people or if someone does something that is disrespectful, that they should be treated less than because of that. I feel like you have to realize that like in order to get to that state of respectfulness, like there's a lot of self-sacrifice that is involved. You know what I mean? Like in order to be a warrior out in the battlefield, like you have to give up a lot of your humanity. Like you have to put a lot of your feelings aside. And when you're not a warrior anymore, say you retired, in order to hold that respect, like people kind of still see you in that kind of light. And I'm not saying that this is all people or anything like that. This is just some philosophical debate over this word. But I really feel like when we hold ourselves to how we were, like we stop growing. And I think that self-respect is just really important. Like self-respect, not respecting others. Respect yourself. And then in turns, you respect others. Like, I just think it was just backwards thinking. I really think it's just backwards thinking. And you know what? Maybe I'm the only one who is thinking about it backwards. That's possible. How do you guys think about the word respect, and how do you apply it to your life? I think it's important to have conversations where we look at these words that we use on a daily. We use them for and against each other sometimes, and having a little debate about what these words mean, I think is important. I don't claim to be right because I'm not.
We change our minds all the time.
All the time, yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, and I think that's super important. That keeps us fluid, and I think like Bruce Lee said, be like water. It's important, you know. Yeah, I really feel like people use respect as a chain to keep you in a place of control. Yeah, of control of expectations of others. Mm-hmm. And I think that when we give that power to others in the guise of respect, we wind up disrespecting ourselves, because now you're a slave to someone else's expectations. If you go out and you get respect just by being yourself, then by all means, you've earned it. Because that means that the reason why you even got that respect is because you've been respecting yourself. But if you go out and you're hunting and you're doing things to be respected, then you're only pimping yourself out, bro. And it doesn't end well, because now you're giving your respect to others to give back to you, and that's not okay. That's disempowering, and I think you deserve better. So think about what we said. I would love to hear about what you think in the comments. Nick, do you have anything else you want to add about respect?
Really covered it. I think it's really important to think on the other side of the fence and make sure that what we were taught and what we learned is even there. Some things that we were taught aren't even real, and we were misinformed, and it's important that we look on the other side of things to make sure that we aren't living in a false reality. Yeah,
words are important, guys. They hold the constructs in which we experience this world. So it's very important to look at these words and realize like what we're saying and how we're holding it to each other. So thanks for showing up in the garage today. This has been Jarrel Pays Attention. Today I pay attention to respect. See ya.